All right, hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. And I say this a lot. I always say, I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. And that is the case with a lot of vehicles, because frankly, I just love driving. But in the case of this 2025 Cadillac Lyriq, I truly have been waiting quite a while to get my hands on one of these to thoroughly test it out for a variety of different reasons. If you follow a lot of what I do, you hear me consistently say two things. Every electric vehicle I've test driven is fun to drive and great, but the infrastructure sucks ass. So when you think about the market as it sits today with electric vehicles, your take rate is still only 10%. And you're hearing a lot of automakers pull back on their EV plans. Ford Motor Company announcing that they're going to go more hybrid. Hyundai announcing that although they have electric vehicles, more hybrids. Volvo recently announcing more hybrids. So what's the scoop? Why are Americans so hesitant on buying electric vehicles? Well, we're going to use the Cadillac Lyriq as an example today of why an electric vehicle does make sense. We are here just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and this vehicle is actually manufactured in Spring Hill, the old Saturn plant down in southern part of Tennessee. So we're going to dig in right now, and you guys are going to get a full rollout and thoughts on what makes this brand new Cadillac Lyriq, now in its third generation, an electric vehicle that makes sense for today's market. So as we dig into the Cadillac Lyriq, let's talk a little bit about the history of General Motors, its role in the electric market, and where they're hoping to go with this vehicle right here. Because Cadillac it's the flagship brand for General Motors, right? So if we think about General Motors, they've had really two electric vehicles in the market, the Volt and the Bolt. And those were kind of the grandfathers, the OGs of the electric vehicle market. Fast forward to today, this is the best-selling electric vehicle that General Motors offers, and they've sold roughly 13,000 of these since its inception only 3 years ago. Have there been some struggles? Of course. But what makes this vehicle special is that they finally found the right recipe. General Motors, unlike other automakers, they don't talk about LG or Samsung or other partners for their battery technology. Their technology is actually made in-house, and their technology, the batteries, are called Ultium batteries. So I'm going to back away and tell you guys a little bit about the platform for this Lyriq. It's an all-new design, and it's made on the BEV3 platform. BEV stands for Battery Electric Vehicle, and 3 just means it's now in its third iteration. They had a BEV2, and now we're into the BEV3 platform. What makes this vehicle different is that Cadillac is actually, General Motors is actually putting their statement down. They're not saying we're going to go hybrid. We're not going to transition to hybrid. They're full in on electric technology. And why that's important is that as all the other automakers fluctuate on whether they want to be all electric or whether they want to be hybrid or whether they want to stick with gas, choice is a great thing. And I think Ford Motor Company's stance on it is awesome. But I think what's unique is that if you say we're going to go all electric, that means every engineer inside the building is focused on making these vehicles great. So as we look at the side of the Cadillac Lyriq, I'm going to get out of the way so you can see it, is that this is based on what they're calling the skateboard platform. Or in the case of General Motors, they're calling it the BEV3 platform. BEV stands for Battery Electric Vehicle, and they're now in their third iteration of this technology. But the skateboard technology basically means you've got your entire bottom chassis that looks like a skateboard, right? Think about it. You got your wheels and a flat board. They then stack the batteries vertically to get more of them condensed in there so that you can get more range out of the vehicle. So on the back it says 600E4, and basically this is their highest version outside of what they're going to be calling the Lyriq Type V, which will be all performance. But with this, you're going to get about 314 miles of range, and we've been able to test that. It's pretty freaking close. You're looking at about that same 300 miles of range. And with this video, and you're going to see here in a bit, we're going to put it on the road today. And we're going to actually get some good content around how this thing drives on the road. And does it stand up to that 314 miles of charge? So we've kind of kicked it off talking about the technology of the vehicle, but I do want to take a minute and talk about the design. This thing is 100% Cadillac. And as you kind of look down the side of the vehicle, it really falls into that mid-size SUV category, maybe small SUV size category. Massive 22-inch wheels on the side. It really gives it a performance stance, but around the front is really where this thing shines. You got a big Cadillac logo up on front. You can see right here, this is your, we'll call it a faux a faux front grille. These are all lights that pop up along the front with your radar sensors, LED lights on the side. And you just kind of look at the way it's designed. It says Cadillac, but at the same time, when you look at it immediately, you know this is an electric vehicle. All right, so under the hood, I always get asked the question, where's the frunk? Well, in the case of the Cadillac Lyriq, guess what? No frunk! Actually, under this panel, which I'm gonna show you, is the control module for the battery. So check that out in there. So this is all where the magic happens. This is the heartbeat of the Cadillac Lyriq. And I actually think it's really smart. You know, you can put the frunk in here. In my opinion, it's a little bit of a gimmick. But if you're a technician that needs to work on these highly advanced vehicles, why not make it easy to get under there and check stuff out? So I think that's kind of smart design. I got plenty enough room in the back of this vehicle to store my gear. Check this out right here. This is where you're gonna charge your Cadillac Lyriq. Simply press the Cadillac button. It's gonna drop down, exposing your charging outlet. So a couple of different things I wanna point out, of course. Last year, 2023, it was announced that in the US, we're gonna be moving to a certain standardized charging system called the NAC system, North American Charging Standard, and that means all vehicles are gonna be able to charge on the Tesla supercharging system because Elon has found a way to just make it amazing to charge vehicles super fast. And true to Cadillac form, hit the Cadillac button, lift gate opens. It's like that on all Cadillacs, giving you access to your cargo area. You have the ability to control your seats, your left and right seat on this side over here. So you can simply come in and hit the button right here, and this is gonna drop your seats. Boom, there's one, there's two. And then we call this the suitcase. No, it does not have cocktails in it. This actually has your charger in it. And what I love the most about it charging at my house is that I only have 50 amp at my house, which is still better than most homes. So I have 50 amp set up. This thing charges pretty quick overnight. So every morning I walk out, I'm at 314 miles of range. All right, so there's gonna be 3 different drive or powertrains for the Cadillac Lyriq. You're gonna have a rear wheel drive version, an all wheel drive version, and then a V version. Type V is gonna be a frickin' fast fire breathing dragon. It's gonna be all about performance. The rear wheel drive is gonna equal 1 motor, right? It's gonna power just the rear wheels. If you go with the all wheel drive, that means it's gonna require 2 different Ultium motors. You're gonna have one that controls and powers the front and one that controls the rear. Now we don't know what's gonna happen for the V spec yet, but I can tell you right now, they're probably gonna have to strap 10 motors on that thing because it's gonna be blazing fast. Check this out, one thing to know, yeah, I get it. They're cool wheels, and it's sitting on 22-inch Michelin tires. I think they look awesome, but what's hidden behind the wheels? Well, in the world of electric vehicles, and even in hybrids, we talk about regenerative braking. You're gonna get regen braking with this Cadillac Lyriq as well, and I think that's pretty awesome. On the inside, we're gonna show you what is called one pedal. So when you combine it all together, you've got regen braking, you've got one pedal on the inside, you've got EV technology. This thing actually starts to turn more from being just an electric vehicle into a performance vehicle. So there is a ton to talk about on the inside of the Cadillac Lyriq, and we're gonna start with the screen up front. So this is a 33-inch ULED screen, ULED, not OLED, ULED because it curves, and I love this display. It's divided right down the middle, so right here, then you can come into this area and you'll see it separates. So you've got all your touchscreen features on this side, and then you've got your center gauge cluster, and then you have a secret one over here. And this is touchscreen as well on the far left side, so that when you're driving and you want to be gangster style with your right hand, you've got various things like your gauge, your energy level, your map. So right now, energy level 290 miles until I have to charge this thing again, and a variety of different features over here as well. As you make your way from this 33-inch, then we come down here into your climate control area. Obviously, you're gonna have heated seats in this thing that really make it comfortable, and cooling seats as well, and massaging seats. But this is mainly climate control. On the side is where you're gonna hit your heated seats. So you've got your heated seats right here, your heated seats right here. This is back. This is back in lower bottom area, and then that is your cooling area. Down below, they've reduced the size. If you think about, most cars have a center console that comes all the way out. This one has a drop down right here that comes out. You can store things in here. If you want to put your secondary phone or your phone in here, you can, but that's not where I'm going to put it because I have a special place for it. Down below, you've got the Cadillac logo with USB-C charging, and this is great for whether you want to put a purse, or in my case, a baseball hat will go down here. Just whatever you want to throw down gives you that functionality. And then you've got 2 cup holders up here. I'm kind of calling this a floating console because you can see this open area right here. And then your Cadillac logo that will also control all of your features up here on the screen. I really love the volume here. Although you have it up on your steering wheel, man, I just love, because I'm always driving like this, I just control that volume as I go. And I think that's a great feature. For your cell phone, where does it go? It goes, boom, right there. Once it goes in here, it goes into wireless induction charging. My phone is now charging while I am driving the vehicle. And then, of course, you have an area in here that is where you can tuck stuff away. This also will cool. USB-C charging, and then on the inside you have a cigarette lighter or adapter spot as well. But what did you miss? Well, right here, look at this little mini USB-C charger. They're always tucked up on the front. I think this is awesome having it right here for your passenger if they want to use it. You have a nice little spot to plug in. So not only does the infotainment screen provide that connectivity to your mobile device like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but you also have Google Assistant and the Play Store. What I really like about Google Assistant is that I can use it like Siri, and I can ask for directions, or I can ask for the nearest charging station. So let's play around with it and see if I ask it where the nearest charging station is. Where's the nearest charging station? All right, so you can see it loaded in 2 different locations for me. The Nissan charging station, go figure. It's sitting to another dealer. Hey man, do you want to buy a Nissan Altima? Or a ChargePoint charging station in Madison, Tennessee as well. So it brings the map up immediately and gives you locations of which you'll be able to go find your charging area. And Cadillac has partnered with AKG to provide an incredible sound system experience on the inside of this Cadillac Lyriq. Because it's a smaller car, you'll have fewer speakers, and it's really focused on front driver and passenger sound. So you got 2 massive AKG speakers on the side right here, and then they're mounted up on the front of the dashboard as well, and 1 in the center. So you have 5 speakers all contained within this front seating area, really to give you standout sound. All right, this chair is all the way back for where I normally sit, and I fit back here. This is pretty awesome. Let me kind of roll you guys through some things happening in the second row here so that you kind of get the feel. I want to start with just the rear seat design. So the way this seat is designed, it's kind of very performance and sporty and futuristic. I do like the design of the seat with this kind of little arch in here that comes up. Double stitching right in the middle. As you make your way to the center, we're going to just call it the center console. You got heated seats in the second row for your occupants. And then, of course, your own climate controllers. USB-C charging down here, which is also fantastic. Little sleeves here to drop stuff in. You've got your center pop down right here. Boom, center pop down right here. You got some speakers right up on the side, some of that faux wood look right here, giving it kind of a cool feel. And then the panorama sunroof, we always talk about those from the front, but this one is right here. So a couple of things to point out as we get behind the wheel of the Cadillac Lyriq is that, one, it's all Cadillac. So you're gonna feel the cushion in the suspension. It's a luxurious and comfortable drive. But given that it's electric, it changes the performance game. It changes your mindset. No longer do you call it a gas pedal, you call it an accelerator pedal. So in the case of this one right here with the 600E4, meaning you get the extended range battery and you get that all-out performance, when you put it in the sport mode, which I'm actually going to do right here so you can feel the sport mode, I want you to feel what it's like. You put it in sport mode. Here we go. Drive modes. There's sport mode. All right, now we're in sport mode right here. You can hear a subtle change in that accelerator. And now as we get ready to punch it, you're gonna see this thing take off. By the way, I have one pedal on, and with one pedal, I don't put my foot on the brake. So when I take my foot off the accelerator, you're gonna feel the car slow. All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And take your foot off, and it slows. That's pretty cool technology. we're here at Charger 3, and we are going to get this thing fully powered up. Now, I've been to this location before. Before we actually go through the process, and let me take a quick look. I'm currently sitting at, we're at 175 miles till we need to recharge, but because of the location, we decided to recharge here. Now, we talk about the infrastructure as the problem, right? The cars are great. This charger is going to be great. Take a look. We got a rent-a-center, a Pizza Hut, a shoe sensation in the event that you want to buy shoes, and then a Food Lion, which I actually have utilized for water and a quick restroom break. But imagine being here late at night, right? You're here late at night and you want to charge your vehicle. This isn't really a good situation. For a lot of people, a gas station makes sense. That's why last year the Flying J made a big announcement that they will now integrate electric charging stations into their gas station locations so that people that want to charge can charge and those that want to get gas can get gas. But the beauty of it all is that you can stop right there for the restroom and get yourself some beef jerky for the road. Start a charge with the Electrify America app. Let's close that. Let's just plug in first. So we're going to go to our unit. We're going to hit our fun little button. We're wide open here, and we are going to pull out a fast charger. We're going to actually, for this, in the case of the Lyriq, we are going to use the entire setup. So let's just get this bad boy in there. All right, so now we are connected, and it is reading the vehicle. So inside the vehicle, I said 176 miles till empty. Let's see what this says. So session fee, $0 right now. We're going to pay by credit card. It's thinking. It's authorized. We're going to be able to charge this bad boy up. Initiating charging. Wait, don't I select what I want to, my gas? No. All right, continue. Welcome driver. Continue. Receive session updates and receipt by text. I hate giving out my phone number, but I'm going to give them my secret number. 949. All right, thank you for choosing Electrify America. And it currently says my charging cost will be $53.70. Come in here close. I want you to see how much of this you can get. So it's going to say, can you see that at all? There we go, $53.70. State of charge is at 58%, and the energy delivered is 96 kilowatts right now. So the current charge speed is at 116 kilowatts, and we're going to try and take it to at least 80%. That'll get us to our final location in Atlanta. 14 minutes left until 80%. Holy hell, that is amazing. So you're telling me in 14 minutes we are going to be out of here? That is the case. We are pulling into our next stop en route to Atlanta, and let me break it down for you all as we pull into this spot. All right, so here's the scoop. We are pulling into this spot, and we are currently sitting at 48 miles until we run out of battery capacity. So we've made one stop already, and we highlighted that video for you guys. So we were already making that one stop, and we did that back way up in Manchester, Tennessee. We're now just outside of Atlanta. And to our destination, we still have about 45 minutes to get to our destination, but we're at 48 miles of charge left. So we've hit another Electrify America charging station, and we're going to go ahead and charge up here, and we're going to do another cost comparison to see what the total trip cost us in juice. I want to say fuel economy, but it's going to be in juice. So again, back in our location, we're going to get out and we're going to go ahead and start doing the full breakdown of what it's going to cost to charge this guy. A little bit different setup here than where we were at. The stalls were sideways and parallel, so you could pull in and you would do it here. Now we got this all down pat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull from this system right here, and we're going to go ahead and get this bad boy charged. So you can see up on the screen, ready, and it's telling me to plug in, but it's not acknowledging the fact that I'm plugged in. So we're going to try the second charger. So we'll put this one away, and we'll try the second one. Hopefully it reaches. Okay, this one's plugged in too. Just says ready. Now it's reading it, so it's going to give us a chance to pay. We don't want to become a member. So now we're going to try and pay. We don't care about pricing. We might not be getting charged here. So these are 250 kilowatt. Maybe we move down to a faster one. All right, so round 2 for charging, we're gonna try all over again, and we're gonna see what we can do to pull up to 350 kilowatts. Drop it down, and let's see if this one recognizes the charging capacity. Okay, plug in first. It says ready. Ah, connecting to the vehicle. We've done it. All right, so as we're getting ready to go right here, it's 56 cents a kilowatt. So we're going to go ahead and pay. And it's going to tell us again what they think the estimated cost is going to be. We ended up at $71 based on the previous vehicle in Manchester. So now we're going to find out what the cost structure is here. So far we're at 18%. We're going to work to get it up to 80%. Right now it's not giving us a rough charging cost. So the other system was set up a little bit differently. It actually gave us an idea of what we were going to pay. Maybe this one will add it in a minute, but right now we're just going to fully push right now and see how much capacity we can get out of this. It's not giving me a charging time, which tells me it's still measuring the battery management system, so the BMS. Hopefully here in a second it's going to kick out and tell us how long it's going to take. I'm just going to click the pricing button because I want to see. Right now, charging cost. Okay, just popped it in. 44 cents is what it's charging me. Okay, so this one's set up differently. This is kind of cool. So instead of telling me, it's like a traditional gas pump. So instead of telling me what the total fuel consumption is going to be or electricity is going to be, this one is actually going to just like a fuel gauge. It's going to pump it until it gets to where it's at. Right now it shows the charging time of 1 minute. So it says 35 minutes left until 80%. So that's what we're going to wait on. We're going to go grab a bite and come back here and check it out in a minute. All right, guys, we are here for the last part of the charging, our second stop of the day at an Electrify America location. Earlier, we were telling you that it cost us $71 in Manchester, Tennessee to charge from 37% to 81%. And in this case, we are now at the secondary location. We're at 81%. So we're ready to pull out. It took us 38 minutes of charge time. But here's what's crazy. It's only $28.72 here. So I don't have an answer for you on what the difference is, but I will talk to the team at Electrify America. So at the time of this video going live, the next part after this is going to be my conversation with Electrify America on how the pricing changes. Overall, 40 minutes, add that on top of the previous 20 minutes. Now we're sitting at about an hour plus of time charging our vehicle. So on to our final destination. All right, so to close it out with the 2025 Cadillac Lyriq, I'm going to give you the price, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what it's going to take to get more consumers to take on electric vehicles. So the best part about the Cadillac Lyriq is actually its price. It starts under $60,000. And if you look at the competitive landscape right now, the average transaction price in the US for a car in general is right around $47,000. This is a Cadillac. It's an upscale luxury vehicle. And when I first got it without looking at price, I expected it to be $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. But in the case of this one right here, you're going to be looking at sub $60,000 starting price. You can trim it up to a much higher price point, but you get quite a bit of vehicle at that starting base price. If you want the extended range batteries, you're also going to have to pay more money for that as well. So what is it going to take to get consumers to adopt electric vehicles? This is something that we talk about frequently. And what it's going to take is more infrastructure. Cars are great. I've said it from the beginning. Infrastructure is going to be the catalyst for getting Americans to buy electric vehicles. Currently, right now, 37% of Americans live in homes. The remaining Americans live in townhouses or apartments. There's no infrastructure set up there. And if you want to plug your vehicle in overnight, it's going to require a 50 amp outlet or better to actually get the vehicle charged. In my case, having a 50 amp allows me to charge it overnight, but that's not going to work for most Americans. So who's going to buy this vehicle right now? It's actually going to be those in that 37% category that live in a home. They're going to have the ability to charge the vehicle in their residence and drive it on a daily basis. If I was in the market for an electric vehicle right now, I would definitely consider the 2025 Cadillac Lyriq. It's actually one of the top 8 most American-made electric vehicles in the US. It qualifies for the $7,500 tax credit, and it looks good and feels good when you're driving it. If you guys love this video, drop your comments below, give us some of your thoughts. I know there's gonna be the haters, EVs. Man, I just keep saying it, I'm like, cars are great, infrastructure sucks, but I think this thing's pretty awesome. Drop your comments below, and if you're not following me on my other social pages, @itsmikecaudill, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, and you can find me on Facebook.